Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Mike, and today I get to introduce you to the amazing Usynth EUPHORIA. What I love about Usynth is how easy it is to use. Sometimes you just don't want to mess around trying to create sounds. You just want to dig in and get the music that you hear in your head into your digital audio workstation. Usynth is perfect for this. As a film composer, it's particularly useful because I can create sounds very quickly, but the presets that come with it are also very, very cool, very, very useful, really easy to create music with from the get-go. Some of my favorite things to do is I like to open or create sounds by going into the synthesizer mode first. I tend to turn off the sequencer and look for a sound I want first of all. So I kind of created this plucky sound. And you might notice the volume moving up and down here, and you can see I'm sliding, I'm using a Monogram MIDI controller. I've set this to control the volume. Also, what I like to do, if you right click Learn MIDI CC, you can then control it by means of any MIDI controller. So here I'm using a Orbiter by Monogram, so I can control the brightness or the darkness of it. So, which is really good for adding performance value, because a lot of the time when you think about a cellist, when they play, you can add dynamics. You can change where you put the bow on the string, closer to the bridge or further. You can do harmonics, you can do vibrato, you can do all sorts of different things to make the note move and give it some more emotional value. So we can do the same. It's just about using MIDI controllers to adjust things. I want to talk about the finisher. Ujam make a lot of different finishers. They're really useful for creating new interesting textures and sounds. What I love about the Usynth is they've incorporated this within the synthesizer itself. So when you open up your finisher, you have single, dual, and quad. And each of these gives you an array of different things. And also what I love is how well laid out this function is. So you can pick which particular version of the Usynth you want to use. We're using EUPHORIA, which is brilliant for electronic music. And here's the user presets that I've created. You'll be able to download these. And I've created a variety of different things that you're going to hear today in some sample tracks that I've created. For example, we got a bass. We have distant voices, which is a kind of a more film score vibe, because I wanted to demonstrate that this synth is more than just for electronic music. For example, you can use it, I'm going to use it with my, my expression here. And then the modulation. Which gives it more movement. So really good for film scoring too. And these presets, by the way, took me minutes to create. What I really love about this, so I'm somebody who works with a lot of monitors. Sometimes there's just not enough real estate space to work with. But what I love about this, watch this. This is such a small thing, but it's a big deal for me. So this is the typical size of, I don't need it to be this big. I'm not sat miles away, I'm pretty close. But I don't want it to be taking up this much room, so I can just make that nice and small, move it out of the way, and then I can work much easier. So first of all, I just want to show you something that I've made using, this is basically just using Usynth EUPHORIA, and I'm using Nemesis. So Nemesis, for those of you that aren't familiar with Ujam, is a really great tool that Ujam make, which is basically percussion. So you can basically work with loops, you've got your fills, but you've also got, on the other side, as you can see here, you've got control of the individual aspects of the kit. All of the sounds you hear other than the percussion is Usynth. So here we go, this is what it sounds like. you can hear that it's, although it's made for electronic dance music, this kind of, you could take this in many different directions. Like it wouldn't take much work to make these patches work really well for science fiction film or things like that. So I did try to make, I'm going to put my hand up, I am not an electronic artist. I'm a guitar player. I play guitar. I mess around with synthesizers, but I come from the perspective of film scoring. So this is a little bit out of my comfort zone. But I made this in about 45 minutes. So all I've added to this, other than that, was I've used their fantastic Eden. Wrong button. Where is it? Here we go. I'm putting the wrong ones today. Eden, which is here. Which, much like what you saw a minute ago with Nemesis, this is more of a, well, Beatmaker Eden sounds more like this. So I've used this for the percussive elements. All the rest is just Usynth. But as I said, this took about 40-45 minutes to just throw together, including making the presets, which is, for me, is unheard of, because normally if I'm making presets for a synthesizer, I'm going to be here for a good couple of hours kind of twiddling around with it. So here's 45 minutes worth of work, and just letting the synth inspire me and direct the direction that I would go in musically. And there you have it. So somebody who does not make electronic dance music can throw that together in 45 minutes. And I went in with no idea what I was going to make. I just kind of opened some presets, altered them, created my own, and let that inspire me in the direction in which I should go. Another thing that I love about the Usynth, it's a silly thing, but each individual part of Usynth, each title, which are quite different, by the way, you can just open it up and load them instantly. It's so easy to do. So we got a range from buttery, sweet and warm, electronic dance, future retro waves, all-purpose studio essentials, and vibrant soul keys. So there's a range, and I believe there's always more in development. So another one of the things that I really love about this is how easy it is to save and, well, make and save presets. So let's do that. So let's pick one. Oh, here we go. Movie theme. How does it sound? Okay, we'll work with this one. So first of all, I'm going to experiment. Let's just see how it sounds with the sequencer. Okay, I like that. Do you know what? I'm going to do it without the sequencer. I quite like that. Okay, let's take this. You see how cool that is? Instantly useful for an underscore or a dramatic moment. going to change the delay for something interesting. Circles. Oh, I love this. Check this out. Make that feedback a little longer. Let's change the ambience. Let's go to outer space. Bit less. Okay, so the finisher. Let's get rid of the 4-band EQ. Let's do something a bit more risky. Let's kind of go through some of these in the quad section. Oh, I love it. Let's add a bit more. And we have Moonstorm. Different flavor. We've already got a delay, so. Yeah, so brilliant for creating Brahms, right? So. So now I like this. So I'm going to save this preset here. We're going to call it, I always label it with my name so I know it's one I've made. What should we call this? Evil low synth. Oh no, evil low. Evil bass. It's a bass. I'm going to use it as a bass, right? Like a. I want to call it evil bass swell, but the swell is done manually. So we'll keep it as evil bass. It does sound quite evil. The villain walks in. Okay, so save that. What I love about this, if you need to find this preset, simple as selecting this, go to user, and then I saved all of mine under introduction. Okay, and there we go. This is where you can find the presets. Of course, you can view them all, where you can see all of the presets that come with it, plus yours. Really nicely laid out, very well put together. I really love the user interface. They've really designed it with a lot of thought. And the surprise function is quite nice because sometimes you just want to roll the dice, hit that button and see what you get. So the ujam Usynth EUPHORIA is the perfect tool for composers, for those who make electronic dance music. It's pretty much useful for everybody. One might view this and think, oh, this is just for electronic dance music. It really isn't. This is a tool that's really useful for film composers or media composers. It's great for stuff like composing for video games, pretty much anybody. It's great for pop too. It's all about just exploring some of the very easy features that are super easy to use, playing around with them, and you'll find that you can create very, very quickly fantastic underscore textures. You can create really upfront, full-on dance and electronic dance leads. You can create really nice subtle arpeggios, which will be fantastic for supplementing pop songs. There is something here for everybody. So do not judge this book by its cover, because there is a lot underneath this very simple looking user interface. What I love about this interface is how simple and how easy it is to navigate. It's so tidy and it's so clean, and I just love the design of it. It's really efficient when it comes to creating your own presets because everything is right in front of you that you need. Also, you have these great features with the finishers, which just kind of add an entire new dimension to your sound designing. So it's just such a fantastic tool to get creative with. What I do find myself doing with the Usynth is I open it up, I look for a preset, and I usually find something very quickly that is suitable for what I want. But it's not fitting the mix perfectly in terms of making it fit in with something I've already created. but within about 30 seconds of just tweaking these things here, or sometimes a finisher, or perhaps just changing the main sound of the synthesizer, I got the perfect sound I'm looking for. I didn't have to sit down and read a manual. I didn't have to buy a book on how to use a synth. I didn't need to Google it. I didn't need to go onto YouTube. It was just me having fun, turning knobs, changing presets. Another thing I love is how easy it is. You can just assign a MIDI controller to control it. It's brilliant. I also love the colors. It's like, yeah, I just love that. Little things make us happy, especially media composers. You know, we live in the studio. We're here all the time. Give us a really pretty user interface so that we can have something nice to look at while we're working away. I hope you've enjoyed my demonstration of the Usynth EUPHORIA. Don't forget to go to the link below. Visit the website, download it, give it a go, subscribe, and ring the little bell. Thank you, guys.